welcome. Hello, how are you? This is a twin flame tarot reading for December. I can't believe I'm saying December. I know I always do that when I start off the next monthly readings because it's just so freaky to think this is like the December stuff, but it is. Anyway, just to let you know, I've reorganised the playlists. So to be fair, obviously you probably wouldn't want to look back on other videos from other months, but if you do, they're very nicely, clearly all put into little boxes. Going back for zodiacs, you've got September, October, November. Collective readings, you've also got July and August collective readings if you like the twin flame and soulmate relationship type stuff. And I'm quite pleased that the channel's starting to look a little bit better because I'm not the best at organising. So yeah, we get there in the end, don't we? So yeah, let's go into the energy with spirit. Let's see what the tarot is bringing forth for December with regards to the twin flame. And I add to this that the twin flame is, on this channel, how I see it, well, generally how I see it, is that the twin flame is like when you have a very intense connection, like super intense, but unfortunately it's with somebody who is emotionally unavailable or emotionally avoidant. And so this may be to do with somebody who is your twin flame, or it may just be to do with somebody that's got like totally emotional avoidance. Yeah, so it could be a family member, a friend, or some other kind of lover, or what have you. So there we go. Let's see what we get. Spirit. Okay, so there's a rebirth here. This card kept coming out yesterday, weirdly. And the rebirth really is actually just about us coming home to ourselves, who we really are, because it was obstructed by all of our traumas and our pain body, and our ego sort of created like a false self, like an identity, to kind of like numb the pain of the twin flame journey or this relationship. Do you know what I mean? This relationship caused us pain because you're trying to connect with somebody who is emotionally not available. I mean, it's just the freakiest, hardest thing to deal with because it's like you're banging your head against a brick wall, But the thing is, it's kind of a reflection of where we were at the time, because we were not emotionally connected to ourselves. So therefore we were manifesting difficult relationships with people that were not emotionally connected, because everything's a mirror to our, everything in our reality is just really an expression of what energy we are inside, isn't it? And you know that, but it's like, and I know that, but at the time it's really hard because, how do you emotionally connect to yourself when you're going through, shitloads of pain and suffering because of stuff you've been going through? And it's annoying because, it's probably the time where you really need the love the most and you really need the support the most. And it's the one freaking time where you're just literally manifesting tons and tons of people in your life that are just emotionally not able to connect with you because you're not emotionally connecting to yourself. And so this whole thing for December is a very positive thing because, well, are we really going to need the twin flame or this emotionally avoidant person in our lives anymore? Because if there's a rebirth, that's telling me we're back home with ourselves. We are back with love inside ourselves. We have found the vibrational alignment with love within ourselves. So that's the true rebirth. And so really, that's a sign already for this reading that December for twin flame or that emotionally avoidant person in your life, it's almost like you don't really need them anymore and you're not going to be obsessing about them because you find that inside yourself. you know, or maybe you just be like, Kerry, I haven't obsessed about that person for ages, but you know, you just don't really, that person's not triggering, you know, this person can't trigger you anymore, because if you are the love, then being emotionally avoidant or unavailable, that's not going to trigger you, because you've already got the love here. You know, it's just a vibrational alignment, isn't it? You know, changing the vibrational alignment from fear and pain into love and peace. And that's the journey you've been on. And December is the rebirth. It's the point at which you actually start to notice, like, whoa, I am love. I am peace. Look at that. Rainbow, healing after the storm. After all the storms, the beautiful, beautiful rainbow of healing. Oh, how lovely. And also manifesting people in your life that are more committed, because in the tarot book I'm reading, it actually does talk about a rainbow being a very good symbol of commitment on the Lover's card. So let's go deeper then. Okay, so recent past, there was an addictive pattern with you and this person. It was either addictive or it was just very unbalanced emotionally and mentally. Hangman, you were burying your head in the sand. You didn't really want to see, this is past, okay? You didn't really want to see the fact that this was an unbalanced connection. And there could have been obsessive qualities to it, or addictive qualities, or just unbalanced qualities to this relationship. And you were burying your head in the sand, and you were sort of, in a way, keeping yourself stuck in a situation that wasn't really good for you. What's going on in December, please? Moving forwards, very nice. Figuring out what sort of role people play in your lives, getting more defined and clarity on that. You know, it's just clearer and clearer to you the role people play and where they fit in or where they don't fit in. And you may not be exactly where you want to be in December, but you know you're making headway. Figuring out the people that are not supportive. Three of Wands, right, in reverse means people who are not supportive on your path. Yeah, you're throwing them out the boat. We're throwing them out the boat. No, it's just being really realistic. There's much more realistic stuff. It's like coming out of the denial and burying the head in the sand and putting yourself in a situation that really wasn't actually very good for you. And now you're moving on and you've got more clarity and you know how people fit into your life, and you know the people who are unsupportive, who basically can't take on certain roles. So much more realistic and rational. Not always something I found very easy, I have to say. I don't think realistic and rational has been something that I would use to describe myself always. But as our level of consciousness raises up, that starts to be something we can embody. Okay, so person that we're thinking about here then. What's going on for them in December, please? Now, they're going to be celebrating something. Let's see what they're going to be celebrating. Oh, celebrating their freedom, celebrating. They've got a hermit card. Okay, they're going through their own self-discoveries, and it may be, you know, they're keeping it all to themselves. You don't really know exactly what discoveries they're making, but they're on their own little journey, like we all are. And it's not a time for them to be making decisions. It's a time for them to be raising their level of consciousness, okay? Because the Hermit card is all about raising our level of consciousness. The way he holds the light, he's shining the light of consciousness upon his life so that he can see more clearly. So your person's going to be celebrating in December because they're going to be noticing that they're getting more clarity on things. They are realising a lot of realizations about their life and their healing journey, and this is very good for them. It's very good, and you know, they're going to be celebrating because they're going to be feeling better. You know, they're not so unconscious and they're not so confused and they're not so low. You know, they're really starting to make some breakthroughs, which is really good for their healing journey. So that's nice. Because even if this person can't really be supportive, even if this person can't really be in our lives in the way that previously we probably would have liked, we've learnt to accept that now and face it and realise it and be okay with it, really, be at peace with it, because we've actually found our own vibrational alignment to love. And we can actually be pleased for them that they're kind of becoming a bit more conscious. They're not quite so stuck in their problems. So what does this person think of us in December? Ooh. Okay, they do find us attractive. Now, they're either finding, if this is a platonic thing or a family thing, they look at you as somebody who inspires them. They look at you as somebody who's got their shit together. Like, you're coming across much more together than you were previously. And they can look at you and think, yeah, you know, they're just more together. They kind of know what their truth is. They kind of know their alignment. Wow, you know, they may even be a bit inspired by you. Maybe that's a bit generous, but they may be, and they may not tell you that they feel inspired by you. But they definitely see you as somebody that's kind of got their alignment, got their truth. They know you're authentic. You know who you are, and your energy's good, and they kind of can sense that you're in quite a good place. And if it's, you know, well, whatever form of relationship it is, they're sort of still attracted to you. They find you an attractive energy. They find your energy attractive. So it could be sexually, but if it's obviously family or friend, it's just like, you know, they find your energy attractive, like, because they can tell you're in a more positive energy than what you used to be. Queen of Pentacles. They see you as very abundant. They see you as very abundant, very grounded. They see you as quite a nurturing person, but you've got a level of authority about you. You know, you're not submissive, you're not needy, you know, but you can be caring and nurturing in a very centered sort of way, in a conscious sort of way. So they definitely see you as there's no doubt they see you as attractive. They see you as attractive. They see you as quite successful. They would probably view you as somebody that's quite well liked, or you know, that, you know, opportunities come to you, money comes to you, that type of thing. So they're going to be still thinking about you, basically, come December. They're still going to be thinking about you, even though really they're concentrating on their own, you know, journey of awakening. You know, that this person may not be sort of consciously seeking awakening in the same way as you, but they have been searching for, well, they're definitely being guided by spirit to become more conscious and get more clarity in whatever way it's happening. Okay, so they're definitely going to be less confused and less depressed in December, which is nice. And like I say, they're definitely looking at you thinking, yeah, that person's in a good position. They've got it going on. How does your person feel in December? Oh, Magician. They feel pretty magical in December. They feel actually like anything's possible. So they've got here the Five of Cups, which is to do with regrets and grief. You know, it's like they are really thinking about how they get over their problems. There's definitely more of a sense of this person, instead of wallowing in their problems and self-pity and poor me type of victim stuff, this person definitely seems in December, from what the cards are saying, to be really wanting to manifest, you know, getting over that chapter of their life. The Magician represents sort of divine will, and it's also like the vessel for spirit to work through us and make miracles happen, make magic happen. So when we get the Magician card, it's kind of signifying that this person is definitely wanting a change. They're wanting to manifest a change. They're wanting to manifest more happiness in their life. And they're kind of open to manifesting, but they kind of don't really know how it's happening. And I would say it's probably starting to happen for them, but they don't really know how it's happening. They're not, I wouldn't say this person's very deeply intuitive or deeply connected, but there are definitely some positive changes happening, and there will be some positive changes happening for them emotionally, mentally through December, where they're getting themselves in a better place. And some things may happen quite surprising for them, and they surprisingly start to feel better. But it's kind of strange because this person still is quite disconnected, and they sort of don't know how they're doing it. It just sometimes it's happening for them. So yeah, they're sort of opening. Basically, they're opening up to the idea of healing themselves and feeling better, but they don't have all the answers. Yeah. So they're definitely more open. I would say this person, we basically know that this person has not been open at all. This person's been extremely blocked, extremely confused, stuck in mind patterns, stuck in a false persona, stuck in ego. They've really been massively blocked emotionally. So what we're seeing here in December is signs that this person is starting to connect with something, and they don't know really what it is. It's spirit inside themselves, and they're starting to make those connections, and they're starting to get more clarity. And it's coming through a lot through the times when they're on their own. How does this person want to move forward? Okay, High Priest reversed. They want to do things unconventionally. They're not gonna probably seek therapy in the kind of normal ways, or seek healing in the way that you would probably seek healing. They're quite rebellious in that sense. They're gonna sort of really continue to want solitude. Okay, it's very private, this process for them. To go from the Hermit card into the Four of Swords. They're both very solitary cards. This is a very private experience for this person. I don't think they trust other people with their deep vulnerabilities. And they kind of really want to do it their own way, which is slightly verging probably on ego, because they're quite stubborn. But then on the other hand, really the true healing is inside us. Once you get that connection inside yourself, everything starts to heal itself. So some of this is good, really, but there's no room for you in this, I just want to say. And that, I know that may be hard to hear, but you're sort of not part of this process here in December. This is a solitary process of healing for them, and they don't probably always follow the best route, but it's the route they feel comfortable with. And it is a route where they're more open to healing, and they definitely look like they're trying to make some progress in December, which is quite surprising. It's quite surprising, because I wouldn't have expected to see this, really. Okay, what's hidden that you don't see? There is still some mind patterns playing out here. Let's see what that is about, please. Endings. Okay, so got Death card, you've got mind patterns. Okay, what you don't see in December at the moment, what you don't know, is that there may be some insecurities and some fears cropping up in your mind about this connection being over, or something being over, okay, that's related to the both of you. And these mind patterns playing out in December, it's like they're illusions, they're fear-based thoughts of the ego. The ego's trying to unsettle you, right? Because you found this connection to yourself through October, November. And, you've come out of a lot of the, unconsciousness that you were in, that, you know, you did have some denial, and like, I'm talking about myself here too, you know, we've had some denial, we've had some situations we were keeping ourselves in that weren't really right for us or the best for us, and we didn't really want to see it at the time. But in November, December, it's like we're really out of that, and we're really like, we're not going to keep putting ourselves through patterns or habits or situations that are unhealthy. We're just not going to do it. But then it's like the mind is sort of having a little play with us, which isn't very nice. And it's trying to create a few fears. And that does happen because as you make progress on your spiritual path, the ego will try to step in to sort of try and attack and pull you back into samsara. And it's just the process of awakening. So that's why you awaken and then you regress a little bit. Then you awaken, then you regress a little bit. And we all do it. I do it myself. You know, and that's kind of going to be playing a little part. So just be vigilant. Spirit's kind of saying, look, be vigilant, because you might start getting some worries about this person or something else in your life. And just know that these are just illusions of the mind. Don't pay it any attention, because you've literally come so far. You're much healthier. You're much more abundant. You're much more in your truth. You're much more in your alignment. You're more confident. You're more attractive. You've found that love within yourself. Do you see how far you've come? You don't need to allow this ego mind to start planting little paranoid, fear-based thoughts in your head. Just don't bother to think about it. Just be in the present moment. Okay, so let's see what the advice from Spirit is. I mean, that kind of feels like advice already, but we'll see what else Spirit's got to say about December. Okay, you've got to just be quite businesslike in December. You've got to cut off from emotions, because if you don't, you know, they don't want you to slip back into old patterns with this person, or, you know, with anything else in your life. You know, you've made so many good changes. They're sort of saying to you, stay very vigilant and just stay very businesslike. And I know it's hard because we do have feelings, but the thing is, a lot of our feelings aren't very helpful, because they tend to be pain body, and a lot of it can be inner child stuff that's just trying to keep us stuck in that low vibration that we were in as a child, you know, and we don't want to keep repeating over that. So it's best to cut off from emotions, because what you've got to realise is this person is not in a position to be supportive, because they're going through their own solitary journey of healing to become more conscious and get more clarity on their life, on decisions they made, on situations they went through, you know, and they've been in a very dark place and they've been very blocked, but they're going through their own solitary healing process here in December. So you can't rely on them, and you have to cut your emotions off, because otherwise you start going back into these negative thoughts. And Spirit is saying, you know, look, you will be moving forward. The Chariot card. You will be moving forward in December. You've got the Chariot underneath that can you remember the Six of Swords, the boat? Okay, they're falling in the same line. So December is about us moving forward. There's no doubt about that. We're moving forward. We've accepted this person. We've come to peace with this person not really being able to be supportive in our lives the way we would like at the moment. It's nice to see that they've got some healing that's going on for them. And we've just got to stay vigilant that we don't drop into any negative mind patterns, or, you know, worrying about this relationship being over with this person, or worrying about any other types of endings. You know, remember, this 3D reality, this physical reality, is an illusion. So don't get triggered by it. Stay very businesslike. Concentrate on your priorities. You're moving forward. You're mastering your emotions much better. You're not allowing your emotions to trigger you when it comes to this person anymore. At all. This person doesn't have an emotional grip on you in December anymore. Can you believe it? Because this person has had a massive emotional grip on us, triggered us to high heaven at times, and we're going to be much more controlled in December, so that we don't allow that to happen again. It's like, no, we know we're the love inside. We're focusing on that vibration. We're focusing on our own rebirth. So we don't need to try to look to that person for love or support anymore. You know, we're just cutting it off. So let's have a look at the outcome cards. Outcome for December. Okay, so you've got here purging. You're going to want to smack me. The purging card in challenge position, all right? Just fell on my lap like that. So there's some challenges in December around purging or pain, being over pain, that could try to throw you out of alignment, okay? Don't allow it. There's definitely a warning here from Spirit about December. Don't allow all the good work you've done to come unstuck. Now remember, Christmas is a time of year that can be very triggering because there's a lot of society conditioning around the fact that at Christmas you should be in a relationship or you should be around certain people, you know, certain loved ones, certain family members. There is a conditioning, very strong. Remember, again, it's the physical reality. It's society's conditioning. There is no such thing as Christmas. There is no such thing as Christmas. All we have is the present moment at any given point. It's just a fresh moment, fresh moment, fresh moment, fresh moment, fresh moment. So it doesn't matter if this person is still being solitary. It doesn't matter because you're manifesting better things for yourself because you're in the vibration of love. So if you notice that this person or group of people, say like it's a group of people, don't want to be around you in December as you move through to the end of December, don't worry about it. Remember, cut off from the emotions, be very businesslike. Yeah, you are learning mastery of emotions. You are learning to master the ego, the false self, and the true self, the consciousness. You are becoming more conscious and spiritually aligned all of the time. So any challenges that come up around emotions, you will overcome them. You will. And you're learning to, this is one of the last messages I want to give for this reading. This is a rebirth of yourself. It is the rainbow after the storm. This is you finding true love in yourself. And every time you wish you could give love to this person or love to this group of people or whatever, just know that it's just a sign to give love to yourself. And I feel that's what you're going to do. No matter the fact that there may be some little challenges come up around Christmas or, you know, around the end of December, and there may be some challenges there for you emotionally because this person or group of people can't give you their love and support. What you will be doing is finding it much, much easier to give yourself love and support and to actually be selfish. Now, I know we're not encouraged in society to be selfish, but actually honouring the self is honouring spirit. It's honouring source when we honour self. And when you get Queen of Wands in the reverse position, it indicates being very selfish. So on the one hand, your person may be mirroring to you that they are selfish because they're just concentrating on how they feel and their path. And again, that's just spirit saying, you know, that's what we need to be doing. This is our special time. You know, December is our special time to keep moving forward on all the amazing progressions that we've made. You know, we're more stable, we're more abundant, we're more in our truth, we feel more attractive, we feel more healthy, and we feel more centered. And we actually have found this love vibration inside ourselves after all the difficulties. And this love vibration, if we carry on with it, eventually the external reality is going to reflect love back, you know. So December is all about, through any challenges, being very businesslike, and you're going to find it easy, actually quite easy, to focus on self and be quite selfish. And if you do that, that's spot on, because you know, that's what this other person's doing, and that's what Spirit's trying to teach you to do, to go into the self more and more and just realize how beautiful that is. So that's the message. I hope it helps. It may not be what everyone wants to hear, but you know, I have to tell you how the cards are coming out. And I think overall it's a very good reading really for twin flame, because we don't want to be stuck in a twin flame relationship with emotionally unavailable, avoidant people. We want to basically come home to self, come home to the true love within, and eventually our reality is going to reflect that back to us. Okay, so I'm sending you so much love, one love and peace. And if you want to book in for a reading, you know I'm here, just contact me.